Hey everyone, it's Ayaz coming to you from my residence here in the city. Let's talk about something that I haven't really discussed on YouTube before. I've talked a lot about issues on YouTube, as you know, about relationships. And you've seen the videos for the trek across the Northeast about pushing yourself to the next level. Well, here we are in the month of November, and a lot of you, I am sure, are struggling. You know, the cold, the wind chill, the snow. Let's talk about something that controls us from within. We're talking about this business of consumerism. And interesting enough, I don't think buying something you need is necessarily a bad thing. But in our society, consumerism is controlling us from within. It controls us to a point that we spend so much money and literally go into debt. There are all kinds of debt that one can land into. There can be an emotional debt. There can be a mental debt. And there also can be a financial debt. In this holiday season, as it gears up right before Thanksgiving, you see the advertisements on television getting us to a position of spending money that we really don't need to spend. So this time around, let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at the television ads, let's hear those songs, and just think we want to be in a state of peace. And yes, you can find the inner peace that is going to make you feel better. This holiday season, we don't need this consumerism. We don't need to go out and spend all this money on things that we don't need, and a lot of this stuff is going to be neglected. Now, if you want to get a tree, that's your decision. I think the tree is okay. There's nothing wrong with decorating the holiday tree and sticking it in your house or your apartment. I think that's okay. I don't think that is really the issue with consumerism, and which makes me think of this series as Consumerism is No Good. Notice how I say consumerism, the pluralization of being a consumer. And we go out and buy a lot of things we just don't need. So how about this holiday season, we stick things under the tree that we do need? How about the things that we do require? How about the things that will impact us instead of the stuff that we crave, we desire, we want, and our wants go above our needs? And this season, we need to look at things differently. I think we need to feel differently. We don't need television. We don't need coupons. We don't need advertisements on the radio trying to control us from within. We need to stand our ground and just say no to consumerism this holiday season. We have to be in a position that we have to stand on empowerment. Now, I know it can be difficult for a lot of you people. I know family is going to pressure you. I know family is going to subject you to that Thanksgiving table, and you feel like you need to eat so much that you don't feel satisfied anymore. But this time around, I think on Thanksgiving, we need to eat to be satisfied and not indulge. We don't need to push ourselves. We need to think of us being appreciative at the Thanksgiving table and not push it. And in our country and in our society, we do push it. Why? Because we are the victims of being part of this agenda that pushes us to the extreme and lands us off the cliff of self-control. Well, this year, I think we need to exercise self-control. And ask yourself, why are you buying all this stuff? Is it making you happy? You could be giving this money to your church. You could be buying gifts for people that are less fortunate. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's this crazy race that people get hurt. And we are talking innocent people. It is those people who need to go to the bar and drink just for an excuse to have a good time. Well, how about you go to the bar and have a good time by not drinking? You can go to karaoke, you can go see your favorite music show without the drink in hand. Think about other people besides yourself. And consumerism has wrecked this country. Consumerism is an issue in this country that we don't really need to subscribe to. You can be in this country and see the wealth and the prosperity without spending all this money on things that are going to be neglected, things you won't appreciate. Check in with the real things of this holiday season. Write a new song. Go see a play or write a play. Get some of your friends and perform a musical in front of your family. Check in with the real things that matter during this season. And just stand up and say, consumerism is no good. Feel it. Empower yourself. Be the person with a voice. If you feel your vote is not counting at the box, make it known on YouTube that you just don't want to be like those crazy people out there racing in their cars, risking an accident, risking the cold weather, risking long lines to stand in line for things that really don't matter. And just stand up for what you believe, and stand up this holiday season, and stand up this time of year, and make your voice heard, young people, and really feel and believe that you don't need to be part of this to gain something, because you're not going to gain anything by subscribing to this consumer society. You're going to gain loneliness, neglect, rejection. Check in with the real things. Clock in with things that really matter when you punch your card for the day. And we all punch our card for the day when we decide what we're going to do, how we're going to act, how we are going to carry ourselves. And this holiday season, I hope and I do believe that I need to avoid a lot of this consumerism. I need to focus on my needs, not my wants. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll continue this series on Consumerism is No Good. Hope you enjoyed part 1, the introduction, and I hope you are impacted by this. Thank you very much, and I'm Ayaz, and I'll see you coming up ahead for part 2 of this series.